Hi, guys. Dr. Pam, owner of Academic Coaching for World Changers. I'd like to take a minute to talk about the importance of accommodations. So, no matter what tests you're taking, CPC, LPC, NCE, NBCC, social work exams, any social work exams at any level, NCH, MCE, whatever test you're taking, I want you to talk about the importance of accommodations. So I used to say when I first started, if you've taken this test more than once, then I really need you to apply for accommodations. But I'm going to say to you, if you have some real issues with test taking, you might need accommodations. And if you've taken it once, you run out of time, or your anxiety kicked your butt, you might need accommodations. So my dog Bentley wants to join us, guys. I apologize. So accommodations really are about what the ADA says, the American Association with Disabilities. They say that if you have, whether it's a physical or a mental health issue that prevents you from performing at your peak, that you are allowed to apply for accommodations. I say it to you not only for you, but I also say it to for your families, for the people that you are supporting and in your counseling and your therapy sessions. Really, it's okay. So simple accommodations and what we normally recommend is 2 extra hours and a private room. I will say to you that I'm ADD, not ADHD. I didn't have the hyperactivity part. I just can't pay attention. I can't focus. Uh, Good meds also helps, but it is really, really important that I be able to perform at my peak. So if you're ADD, anxiety, if you have some depression, if you have other mental health issues, or if you have physical issues, if you can't sit still or you can't sit for that long, if you're like me, I'm in my late 50s and sometimes I need the bathroom more than other people, apply for the accommodations. Go to your website, the website of your particular state, and there is a accommodation. I apologize. Let me try that again. So go to the NBCC or go to the ASWB, any of those websites. And what you can do is you can apply for accommodations. There's a form that has to be filled out. It can be filled out by your medical doctor. It can be filled out by a psychiatrist, therapist. It can be filled by someone who is works with you, who knows you very well and realizes that you need some accommodations. Be very specific in what you ask for. We recommend 2 extra hours in a private room at the minimum. But I want you to know there are tons of things that you can ask for. If English is your second language, not all states, but some states will let you apply for accommodations. That means they'll allow you to bring your own dictionary. Unfortunately, it's a word to word dictionary many times. So you really have to be able to practice using that. The test has an extremely high vocabulary level. The assumption is that you have a master's degree, that you know words contraindicated. I get that a lot. That just means not medically recommended. And those are not necessarily clinical terms, they're the terms that you would see in a sentence. And many of us just don't understand those terms, especially if English is not my first language. And I will also say that if you speak the Queen's English, so if you were born in the Caribbean or lived in the Caribbean or someplace where you learned the Queen's English, you're still missing some of the idioms that are definitely locally American terms that you really need, you might struggle with. So what we suggest is that you go to the website, you download the form, tell the person exactly what you want. If you just ask for extra time, the board may only give you an extra 30 minutes. And for most of you, we need more than that. For me, really purposely, I can't sit still for 4 hours. I just can't. So what I would ask for is 2 extra hours, 6 hours, and that 6 hours then would allow me to get up. It would allow me to stretch. It would allow me to come back and refocus without the time stopping. If you find that you have low blood sugar, and many of us, not because we're diabetic, just really can't sit for that long without having some sort of sugar boost. My sugar's going to drop. That 6 hours allows me time to go to my locker. It allows me time to go and get some water or some juice or something else without having to worry about the time. And as you tutor with us, you will see that we really focus on reading the questions. And for me and many of you, you're auditory processors. And it's nice to be able to read the questions out loud. So in session or by yourself, if you are hearing, if you learn best by hearing yourself or hearing in general, you're an auditory processor, you want a private room so you can read those questions out loud. We always suggest that you really get up, take a break, stretch, and come back. What we want to do is really encourage you to take your time and not feel rushed. We encourage you to apply for the accommodations. You can apply for a pencil and paper test if that's what works for you. You can apply for a reader if you've had a reader before in the past. Check with your state when it comes to language accommodations, but really don't be afraid. The ADA allows that. The boards will never say no. They will say that we need more information. I'll say to you that test anxiety is not a real thing. What, Dr. Bell? I know. So what you have is GAD, generalized anxiety, free-floating anxiety that lasts for at least 6 months. And most of you have that. The days before the test, you're anxious, you can't sleep, you are not focused, all of those things. A client told me one time the day before her test, she went to Starbucks and she ordered coffee. And when they called her name, she didn't respond. She didn't even hear them talking because she was so in her head. So we do suggest that you do rest the day before, right? Take a break, be your best. In order to pass this test, I need you to be at your best, mind, body, and soul. So take the day off before, actually, right? We talk about this is our Super Bowl. This is our time to shine. I don't care how many more degrees you get, the licensed professional level, you don't get any better than that. So this is your big day. Ask for accommodations. Put everything that you have in this test, mind, body, soul, and pass. Pass on the first time. We believe in one and done. And if you're struggling with that, sign up for some sessions with us. We can definitely pinpoint the areas that you need to work on, and we can help you get this done. We want you to be licensed. We want you to change the world. Thanks for choosing us. Bye.